What is this? Do you know what is it? Do you know what it stands for? Do you know what it means and why you should use it? If not, you clicked on the right video, because today's topic is Boolean search, and I'm gonna tell you the most important things that you need to know to do a Boolean search and to find the right candidates using this Boolean search everywhere. You can use it on LinkedIn, you can use it on Indeed, on Inks, or literally any other job board out there. And it's very useful and will help you a lot if you worked as a recruiter and you need to find the right candidates. Hi, my name is Cornelia. I work as a recruiter and I've been working as one for the last 4 years and a few months. Today's video, I wanted to do a tutorial on how to use Boolean search. Last week, I've done a tutorial on how to use LinkedIn Recruiter, and there I spoke about the keywords filter on the LinkedIn Recruiter search. And I said that this was one of my favorite filters to use because there I can use the Boolean search, which, as I mentioned before, is a very powerful type of search that you can use to find the right candidates for the job that you are responsible for in your company as a recruiter. What you see on the screen at the moment is a Boolean search for a Python developer that works mainly within web development. And as you see here, there are some words in terms of programming languages, frameworks, public cloud platforms, a library for Python, and a lot of connectors, which are and, or, and not, and at the same time some quotation marks and some parentheses. And yeah, before moving forward and explaining you everything, I just want to give you like a general description of what a Boolean search is. This is a type of search that will help you narrow your search and help you find easily and faster candidates that will be suitable for the role that you are responsible for in your company. You need to use the connectors to use the Boolean search in an efficient manner, which are and, or, and not. And these are logic-based words that will help you narrow your searches, filter the candidates, and as I mentioned before, find the most suitable one for the skills that you have in the job description. And yeah, first of all, I wanted to start with the punctuation marks and first of all with the quotations. So these are very important if you want to look for a specific kind of skill written in a specific manner. DevOps and data science are some of the words that I've commonly found written in different ways. For example, with DevOps, there are a lot of people that write DevOps in the same word, and there are, of course, other people that write DevOps in two separate words. Now, the problem is that if you don't include DevOps written separately in your search, the searching algorithm won't show you people that have written DevOps in this separate manner. Another example is data science. If you write data science without the quotation mark, the searching algorithm will take these two words and they will search for candidates that have either data or science or both of them. Now, the problem is that if you take data separately from data science, they have other meanings. So this means that the searching algorithm will show people that, I don't know, maybe they've worked in research, that use data in their CV to present the fact that they've worked with data in a research type of manner in the university. And if you think about it, they don't have the necessary skills to work as a data scientist in a corporate environment within the IT industry, let's say, in general. So yeah, that's why you need to use quotation marks. So you can find people that wrote data scientist, and the meaning of the data scientist as a whole will be taken into consideration only if you search data science within the quotation marks. Moving forward with the connectors that I've mentioned, we have three of them, which are and, or, and not. I wanted to use the Venn diagrams to show you and to emphasize what each connector means. So let's say that we have skill A and skill B. We are looking for people that have these two skills. If we want to use the AND connector, basically the searching algorithm will show us people that have the skill A and the skill B. They will exclude the candidates that have only the skill B or only the skill A. If you are looking for people that work, for example, with Python and Django, and these are two very important requirements in the job description, and you can hire people that work with Django without using Python and that work with Python without using Django, you can use this connector because it will show you people that worked with both skills, excluding people that work only with one of them. The next one is OR connector. This is a connector that will show you people that either have skill A or skill B or skill A and B. If you use this connector, the search will be very large and it will show you all kinds of people that have either A or B or A and B. The third connector, which is not, is a very important one, especially if you want to look for people that have a specific skill set associated with another skill set, and you don't want for the searching algorithm to show you people that have the second skill set. For example, if you are looking for people that have skill A and not have skill B, the searching algorithm on every job word will show you people that only have skill A. If a specific person has skill A and skill B, they won't be shown in that specific search. And this goes in the same way. For example, if you are looking for people that have skill B and not skill A, the searching algorithm will show you the same thing. This is very important, as I mentioned before, if you are looking for people that have a very specific skill set. For example, when I was looking for Node.js developer and it was a requirement from the client side to be mainly backend developer using Node.js and not front-end developer using JavaScript, I was very often using this type of search, Node.js, not JavaScript, because I wanted the searching algorithm on that specific job board to show me people that have more experience working on the backend part with Node.js and Node.js frameworks and libraries and so on, and not with JavaScript. So yeah, this is something that you can use as well. Now I wanted to show you how I use this on LinkedIn, because this is the main job board that I use, or I don't know, search candidate. Okay, so we are here on LinkedIn Recruiter. I copied the Boolean search that you saw before. I put it here. And I wanted to explain a little bit what each word means and what LinkedIn will show us. So I'm looking for Python developers, and of course, Python will be the most important skill. Then I'm looking for Python developers that work mainly in web development. This means that I'll have to search for two frameworks that are usually used in web development for Python, which are Django and Flask. And as you see here, I wrote and because this is a very important requirement. So I wanted for LinkedIn to show me people that have Python and Django or Python and Flask. And here the parentheses are very important, because the parentheses basically are showing you the fact that you want people with Python and Django or with people that have Python and Flask. And this is very useful. For example, if you want people that have a main skill and then they can have other 3 or 4 skills, and of course the employer can choose one of those 3 or 4 skills. So yeah, this is very useful. If you want to use the parentheses, you can use them, you can put here the most important skill and then use all the other skills that will be nice to have, and you can have at least one of multiple things. So yeah, you can use it in this way. Then I want for my developers to have experience working with public cloud platforms. And as you see here, I wrote and because this is a must requirement. So I want them to have Python and Django or Flask and one of these 3 public cloud platforms. As you see here, I wrote a lot, but if you take a closer look to this, I only written the most important ones, which are AWS, Google Cloud Platform, and Azure. Because they are written in different ways, they can either write the abbreviation or the whole expression. I wanted to write every way that they can be written. For example, first of all, I start with the abbreviation of Amazon Web Services. Then I wrote the whole name and I put it in quotes because I wanted for the searching algorithm to show me people that have Amazon Web Services, not Amazon or web or services. So that's why I use the quotation marks. And in the same way I did with Google Cloud Platform. And then I use the connector, not pandas. Why is that? I wrote here because pandas is usually a library used in data analytics and it's used with Python. So yeah, basically not pandas means that the searching algorithm will show me people that don't have pandas in their profiles or in their CVs on LinkedIn. This means that these people will be more likely inclined to work with Python in web development and not in data or data analytics or data engineering and so on. So yeah, let's press search. Okay, so as you see, there are a lot of people because I just wrote the skills. I didn't write anything there, like the city, seniority, other languages that they might know, and so on. Normally, on LinkedIn, the Boolean search is used here at the keywords section. And yeah, if you want, of course, you can add it more, you can delete it, you can delete some words, or you can change it, and so on. But I just want to show you that here will be the section where your Boolean search will be. So yeah, guys, this is all on Boolean search. I hope that this video helped you understanding better how you can use it and why it's very, very important, especially for a recruiter that is looking for people with a specific skill set. And yeah, if you have any other questions about it, let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to watch my video on LinkedIn Recruiter and how to use it on 2025. If you like this video, don't forget to like it. And yeah, see you next time. Bye.